Wilco, I would say, is one of all of our favorite bands. Josh, you and I have talked about a couple albums on this channel, but we recently decided to do something that's way harder than I thought it would be, which is to rank our top five Wilco songs. And we each have a list of our top five songs. We're going to go through it one by one. Landon, you in spirit, I feel like you were there with us for talking about Yankee Hotel Foxtrot and Ghost is Born. But I know that Wilco is you're probably even more so than Josh and I. Like this is one of your bands. Like where does Wilco sit for you and like your favorites?
Yeah, one of my all-time favorites, definitely. You got to go top three all time, maybe. They're up there. I've seen these guys. I can't tell you how many times now. Probably eight plus, and definitely one of my favorites. These are a lot of my favorite songs, but I think Jeff Tweedy's just one of the best songwriters of all time. Just the band clicks. They're just seeing these guys live is one of my favorite things to go do. Try to catch them anytime they come around.
Josh, you and I have obviously talked about this band a lot. But Wilco is like I can't remember where you ranked them when we did like our favorite band episodes. They were probably what top 10, top 20 for you, something like
I
that.
feel like they were in the teens. Yeah, top 20. Yeah, they're one of those bands that when they first made their big splash, I hopped on board and then attended concerts with both of you guys. And spent a lot of time with three of their albums in particular. And then just for whatever reason, you just kind of lose track and your taste changes. And so I just kind of fell off a little bit with Wilco. But because, I've got great friends like Landon and Jordan that really like them and talk about them, they're always in my ear like, hey, don't sleep on it. You need to listen to this album.
Wilco's released 13 studio albums. So to come up with a list of not just like your top five albums, but your top five songs, I was pretty cavalier when we all accepted this challenge. And I think you all had a similar experience where it's like, it wasn't a problem of thinking of five songs. It was a problem of narrowing it down to five songs. Landon, how hard was it to pick just five Wilco songs to put on a list?
Man, that was my exact reaction. I was like, "Oh yeah, five songs. I've got five favorite Wilco songs for sure." Turns out I have like 20 favorite Wilco songs, and I was preparing for this, and I got it whittled down to maybe like 12, and then the engineer came out at me. I had to create a worksheet, like a spreadsheet, and rank the songs. So I'll tell you what I did. I had to kind of geek out here. I was like, okay, I need some framework here to work from. Like, what am I actually? How am I rating these? Right? What are the categories? So first, I had to make a filter. Okay, I said, as much as I love Mermaid Avenue, it's Billy Bragg and Wilco. So I just said, look, I'm going purest Wilco studio album recordings. So that narrowed it down. But then I had to pick three categories, right? So I had to rank them in these criteria. How well is how much do I love, or what's the production quality of the original album recording? So I'm giving that a rating. Next, I've seen these guys enough. I've heard them play all these songs live, probably more than once. So, like, how does this song hit live, right? It's got, given that a grade. And then finally, I had to go with a sentimental value. Like, how much does this mean to me? Do these lyrics kind of resonate? Is there an occasion that this kind of really, kind of evokes from my years past, or a special occasion? And I'll talk about those things. But those were the three criteria I had to use. And then that helped me at least narrow down about six or seven, and I had to make some tough calls. But I feel pretty comfortable about, where I landed here with the top five. If I were to do this again next week, it would probably be a little different, but I'm good with that.
That's it right there for me. It's like if I this is today, like this is that's it. When I get overwhelmed by the list that we make, I have to be like, what am I drawn to today, or else I will get like paralysis by analysis. Landon, I love the spreadsheet that you broke out for this. I think that's absolutely amazing. Josh, I also love the fact that like you are very clear in the fact that like I like three Wilco albums. And so you probably have a very tight grouping as opposed to what we might have on our list, right?
Yes. This challenge was fun for me because I got to, go and revisit all these songs. But, my list was much shorter than Landon's when I had to narrow it down to five.
Yeah, my thing was like, okay, I did try to do some. I did try to be selective of like, okay, I like this song off of this album, like Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Do I want to double dip in the Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, or do I want to think of another era of Wilco that kind of resonates with me? And then it was a matter of like, for me, Landon, one of those criteria is like, do I like to play along with this song on guitar? Like, is it one that is like has spoken to me to be like, oh, I actually like learned how to do this because I like the song so much. So I had my own little set of like walking through what do I want to do with this list, but I also feel pretty good about where I'm at in my top five. So I guess,
Can
Josh,
I tell you?
anything before we dive in?
Can I tell you something I discovered that I was really surprised? First of all, I love talking about this is how I feel today because it's so true. I'm expecting to find, having to say, okay, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, enough entries from you. Let's take one from someone else. And I think when I got done today, this is going to sound bizarro. I think I like Sky Blue Sky as much as any Wilco album. I
Mm.
just, as I'm listening to that, I'm just like, that's off Sky Blue Sky too. That one's on Sky Blue Sky. It's just I'm going through that album trying to find my top five, and I'm just like, man, every song on this album is so good. So that was a surprising discovery I made today.
Yeah, that's cool. I know what you mean, and we'll get into that a little bit when we get into our list. And I guess we can just go ahead and dive right in with number five on our list. Landon, what do you got? What of all this sweating over the details here and ranking everything? I can't wait to hear your list, and I can't wait to hear what your number five is.
Yeah, this might be a surprise in my top five. I don't know that this is in a lot of Wilco fans' top five, but I love Wilco the song
Oh yeah.
that's on Wilco the album that came out in 2009. Listen, this song just makes me happy. Like it is an upbeat, somewhat tongue in cheek kind of song, but after came out after Sky Blue Sky, but it's a real poppy song, super catchy, and more than anything, it's like a testament from them. It's a message to their fans that's really heartfelt. Like, hey, look, times are tough. Wilco loves you, baby. And
I,
but I love the chord progression. I learned how to play it. It's really tough. I've seen Jeff play it live, and he just it's seamless for him. But the band's always tight when we see him play this song, and just a really feel good song from Wilco that I can listen to on repeat.
I love this song. I think the first time I heard it, they played it live, maybe on Letterman or Conan or some late night show. It could have even been Colbert back when he was on Daily Show. I can't remember the frame of reference of when it came out, but uh, I remember hearing it and being like, wow, that's a bold move. And I love it, dude. It's so, you're right. Try to listen to that song and be in a bad mood. Great guitar work. Wilco will love you, baby. It's so good. I love that song. I think that's a great opening song on our list. Josh, what do you think, buddy? What's your number five?
I think I've got another obscure reference for number five. I think the first time I ever heard this song, it was in a car commercial. And this song's on Sky Blue Sky. It is You Are My Face. You know that one, track two on Sky Blue Sky? I'm obsessed with this song because the hook or the main, the chorus or whatever that brings you back, um, it just happens this one time in the middle of the song, and the song starts really slow and sweet with some harmonies, and then we get this cool guitar riff into um, just some really cool upbeat vocals that are that are just a melody that sinks its teeth in you and keeps you coming back. So "You Are My Face," super cool song for me, is my number 5.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, Josh. But no, I think that's a good call. Again, just read above. This is tough, right? I mean, these guys had so many great albums. So many to choose from, and it's really just a matter of, as we've mentioned before, it's kind of a personal preference, and you can't really go wrong.
You've seen them a lot, so do you ever remember them playing this live?
I was thinking about that, and I don't. I'm sure I have seen them.
Maybe I feel like we saw them. What Sky Blue Sky came out maybe like '06 or '07, and I feel like we saw them
Yeah, we saw them at the
when they were
Ryman.
touring
Yeah,
off
we
this
saw them at the
album.
Ryman right before the album was released, and I felt like that might have been where they played it, because I felt like they were really practicing Sky Blue Sky on that tour before the album hit, which felt like it was maybe a week or two later. But of course, we were seeing this in real time, going, "Holy, what is this? Impossible
Yeah.
Germany? What?" Like, and I just remember I was fortunate enough to be. If you guys remember, we like drew straws, but because I had 8 tickets, and 4 of them were on the first row, and the other 4 were like up front on the balcony. So we were sitting there, kind of stage front, and I remember Jeff coming out and looking like he looked like hell, man. He looked like a skeleton. So I don't know if he was going through a rough time, but it was really cool to see that, experience it before the album came out.
Okay, number 5 for me. This one's off of Star Wars. Random Name Generator. Dude, this song's so much fun. It blasts your face off. I love the triple guitar threat that they have going on with this song. I love playing along with this. That's a common theme in my list of songs that I just like to zone out and play along. And this one is, I really like this album. I had this thing where it was similar to Josh in the fact that, I was really in up until Sky Blue Sky. Sky Blue Sky actually took me a little bit longer to get into, but then I kind of fell off. And it wasn't anything to do with the band. I just kind of, that happens where you just kind of drift. And it wasn't until I read Tweedy's memoir, Let's Go So We Can Get Back Again, that I was like, okay, while I read this book, I'm going to go listen to all the Wilco albums that came out that I kind of missed. And Star Wars was just so much fun for me. And this song in particular stood out. So I would go watch videos of them playing it live to figure out how to play it on the guitar. Absolutely love the song. A whole lot of fun. A common theme in my list. A lot of the bangers, a lot of the fun ones. Typically where I go with this. So that's number 5 for me.
That was in my honorable mention. I love Random Name Generator as well. It is a fun song, and after The Whole Love came out, I was like not huge on that album, but really Star Wars kind of was a really nice follow up to that, and that's probably my favorite song on that album. Number 4, I'm going with At Least That's What You Said, from A Ghost Is Born, and just an amazing song. To me, I love just kind of the almost the loud, whispery vocals from Jeff early on, kind of starting off slow. You don't really know what to expect, and then you just hear that riff come out, bow, 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 and then the whole band just kind of kicks in. It's definitely one of my favorite. It is definitely my favorite kind of jam, Wilco jam, where they're just kind of shredding it for feels like 3 or 4 minutes, and Jeff and Nels are just kind of playing off each other. There's a lot of kind of loud, kind of offbeat stuff going on the guitar. It works. It hits. I find myself just kind of rocking out, jamming to this song every time I listen to it. I want to turn the volume all the way up. So that's my number four. At least that's what you said.
I love that choice. That is, um, I like that you took into account the live performance of this song because this song is just, I mean, the the jam on this song, and I feel like a lot of Wilco songs. That's kind of what makes Wilco, right? That they just take you on this journey. Um, every song almost is by the time we get to the end of it, we've taken a long journey, and this one is the same way. It's like starts so soft and sweet, and then by the end is just so much intensity and uh, energy. So yeah, this one almost made my list too.
This is like peak Jeff Tweedy guitar. It's that whole visceral thing that you hear throughout Ghost is Born. You're talking about those long jams. That album is incredible with that. So much emotion. It's like one of those things where I could be like headbanging and maybe weeping at the same time. Who can pull that off other than Tweedy, other than Wilco? I love it. It's a great pick. Josh, what's your number four?
Okay, we're staying on the same album. I'm going Muzzle of Bees.
Oh man,
Beautiful.
great choice.
I mean, where do you start with this one? I just when I put on A Ghost Is Born, this is one I'm looking forward to. Um, I love the lyrics of this song and just another great melody. Um, that I could say that about every song on my list, but this is one of my favorites. What do you guys think about Muzzle of Bees?
Love that song. Love the album front to back, and including that. Definitely a solid pick at number four there for you, Josh.
Another great live performance of this too. You can find on YouTube, and it's just them in a room. It's not. I mean, they're live, but they're not in front of an audience. And you were talking about Tweedy looking sort of gaunt, and it's he's right on the heels of going through all the stuff that he went through that we went in depth about when we talked about. We did a deep dive on Ghost is Born, but you can feel, you can just like you can see what he's going through, and I think this is it is. It's like when you think of Ghost is Born, I feel like this is the song that's kind of like this is the song that people should associate with Ghost is Born. Love that pick. Number four for me, off of Schmilko, Someone to Lose. Something about this song is just got its hooks into me. It's this really quirky acoustic riff that is, and then it kicks up to where it gets a little gnarly. Great vocal performance by Tweedy. Just one of these songs that's sort of tucked away that I don't know. I don't know if this is a fan favorite. I don't know if this is one that people are into. But in my course of like revisiting Wilco albums, this is one that I kept being like, what is this song? I love this song. And ever since, I've just been addicted to it. I throw this on all the time. There's kind of a quirky little animated video that I try to throw on because I think I kind of sneak it in with the girls, with the family, and maybe get away with like, oh, it's kind of a cartoon, but it's actually kind of a scary looking little beast that is the center point of it. So they're usually like, please turn this off, but I love it. And I will continue to try to subversively sneak my way into it. I love, Schmilko, the album is has some cool stuff, but this one in particular is just a real standout for me. Landon, what do you got for number three?
Number three, I'm sticking with A Ghost is Born, Hell is Chrome. This song gives me chill bumps, I think, every time I listen to it. I feel like Jeff's like he knows something that we don't, and he's telling us about it. Like we're learning something from him here. It's a totally different perspective on the devil and hell, and suggests that evil's all around us. That these it's people wearing these suits and in the corporate world. That's who you got to worry about, which is eerie to me. Like it's why it's like, man, well, it's a whole different perspective. It's just a beautiful song. It's well written, but it really draws me in every time I listen to it. It hits.
I love that choice. Hell is Chrome, great song. I'm with you. The lyrics are amazing. The music fits the tone of the lyrics, and the song is just slick and cool. I love it.
Great opening piano riff. I've always loved the way this song just kind of eases into it, and you have no idea what you're in for. I love everything that you said there, Lennon. It's so true. Josh, what do you got? What's number 3 for you?
I'm the man who loves you. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Classic.
Yeah, classic. The every time they play this live, it's insane, and I think it's a crowd favorite. This had to be on my list. It's just how high. So comes in at number 3. I'm the man who loves you. One of all timers by Wilco.
More great guitar work. I feel like we could say that about every song that we're talking about here with Wilco. But yeah, another song off of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot where you're like, how did that label not see some potential here as far as the single goes? Like, I know that riff's gnarly, but come on, this could totally have been a single. I'm guessing that's one of your favorites too, Landon.
Yes, I'll withhold my comments for now.
Got it. Got it. Okay, number 3 for me, going back to Summer Teeth with a Shot in the Arm. Man, this is one of those songs when you're piecing together where Wilco has the ability to go. And they're early on, and say that you were only familiar with like AM, and you hear Summer Teeth, and or even Being There, and you hear this, and you're like, okay, there's a whole other layer of depth with these guys, and there's the lyrics are so evocative. The ashtray says you've been up all night, just like beautiful lyrics. And then also this mood, though, this atmosphere that is all throughout Summer Teeth. You can hear it a lot in that album, but especially in this song. This has always been one of my favorites. It has sort of this crescendo at the end where things just get bigger and bigger. Always been one of my favorite Wilco songs. So that is number 3 for me.
Love that pick. There was a lot of the AM Summer Teeth Being There songs that I love. Not to give anything away, that didn't make it into my top 5, and it was because I think I really grew accustomed to Jeff and his voice beginning with Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. And when I go back and listen to those recordings versus what I've heard live, he doesn't have that confidence in his voice, and I think they've overproduced his vocals. They did some overdubbing or whatever, reverb or whatever. It's not him. But the song live is amazing. But that's the only reason I didn't pick this song for my top 5.
I had on my honorable mentions, I had several Being There and a couple off of Summer Teeth too. It's just like the strength of their material is crazy. So it's like you get to these later albums when he's really hitting his stride, and it does a lot of those. Actually, this is the only pre Yankee Hotel Foxtrot one that made my list. But now we'll get to where are we here? Number 2. What's number 2 on your list, Landon?
Josh stole my thunder. I'm the man who loves you. And I think you guys have already made spot on comments about this song. It's just amazing. It's great live from the opening kind of note. And the band's really tight on it live. But recall my categories are both. It's the recording, it's live, and the sentimental. And this one takes the cake on sentimental because it's my wife and I. It's our song. I'm the man who loves you is our song. So definitely one of our favorites. But I think just the song evokes that feeling of just having all this love inside of you that, you just want to get it all out. Right. And that's what it feels like to me, that they're just getting it all out. This is just kind of bursting at the seams with love. And I love that. I love that about the band, that they're comfortable talking about these things, and just a banger of a song.
It's funny too with when you think about Tweety, and I love romantic Jeff. I like it when he is fully hard on his sleeve, and obviously loves his wife, and he is totally fine having her as a muse in his songs, and they're often some of my favorite songs. And yeah, everything about this one, from that gnarly guitar riff to the horns at the end. I'd love it that both of you guys had it on my list. It's funny too. I've done this with other lists where it's like I have a feeling that this might come up on your guys' list, so I almost feel like less pressure to include it on mine. And I thought surely somebody's going to cover this, so I can maybe find another one to loop in here. It's a little bit of cheating, but as long as it's getting lip service somewhere, then I'm happy about it. So great. I'm the man who loves you, making it second entry in our list here. Josh, what do you think, man? What's next on your list? We're up to number 2.
Okay, it's getting to be crunch time here. Number 2, I am trying to break your heart. I just, as soon as Yankee Hotel Foxtrot starts, it's just all the warm fuzzies come back. I just think this is such a fun opening track, and the lyrics, the quirky lyrics are so fun and cool. Just all kinds of great feels when it comes to this song.
Few songs are do what this song does, and I can't even. It's hard. I mean, we talked about this song when we talked about Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, but it's like it stumbles in, right? I think is how we discussed it. It's like it kind of like just falls into existence, but I think it was a difficult one for them to figure out in the studio, but man, the way that they ended up the version here on Yankee Hotel Foxtrot is so beautiful, and it's just there's no song like I'm trying to break your heart. It doesn't exist, even not just in Wilco's body of work, but in anybody's body of work. It is completely singular. I love that you included it on the list.
That's well said.
Yeah, I love this song. I for various reasons, it's in the top of my honorable mentions, but I absolutely love it. It's a perfect first song for this album as you're kind of getting to know where they're coming from, setting the tone for the album. The lyrics are super quirky. I really want a T-shirt that says "I am an American aquarium drinker." I've seen those out there, so if anybody's listening. Buy me that T-shirt. I wear a medium, but as long as it's kind of a loose fitting medium and not one of those like really tight mediums, because that's not flattering for me or anybody else. But love this song. Great pick.
I'm getting a little nervous. One of those songs that I was like, surely somebody else will cover this. So I don't think I don't have to put it on my list. I'm starting to get a little nervous, but I have faith that one of you guys is going to save the day. I'm going to say though, my list number 2, still with the fun ones, dude. I'm a Wheel off of Ghost is Born.
Yes.
This song, dude, I just want to roll the windows down. And again, to play this song is so much fun, and it's wild stuff that this Tweety likes to do this move. He like tunes it down into drop D, but then he throws a capo on the second fret. It's just like an interesting way to approach, a lot of the songs that he did from around this period. I love this song. Dude, it's funny, but it's also just energy, as much energy as you can get from Wilco. One of my all-time favorite songs and one of my all-time favorite Wilco songs. So that's funny here. We're talking about Ghost is Born. I guess that's the only one I have from Ghost is Born on here. Could have included so many others, but I think this is my favorite off of that album. And yeah, how can you deny a song like I'm a Wheel?
I'm so glad you put it on your list. This was an honorable mention for me, and for all the reasons you said. I love the lyrics of this song. I think it's so fun. This song live is fantastic, and everybody on stage really gets into it. This is, like you said, a fun song.
Yeah, and I feel like this is also Jeff really showing his range. Hitting some of those like high notes, almost like little like Paul McCartney high note kind of thing, and just a fun song. And I'm starting to get that vibe that a lot of these songs are kind of fun that we like, high energy, live, because it could have gone a number of ways here, but fantastic pick.
I'm so curious what number 1 is. Man, I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. Are we going to cover the big ones? Are we gonna leave anything out there that needed to be on this list? But let's do it. Let's go for it. Landon, you're up, buddy. What's
Yeah,
number
man.
one?
I, this was this was a pleasant surprise to me, and not, I mean, like going through this process and really having to pick a favorite Wilco song. If I were just to guess off the cuff, I wouldn't have guessed this. But when I went through my process, I listened to the albums, and I kept coming back to this. Hummingbird is my favorite Wilco
Yes.
song. Uh,
Yes.
just I love the lyrics. I think I just really what Jeff's saying here really resonates. Like I just it's a view of time and memories, and kind of really captures them as things that you remember about people, about events. It's really just a snapshot. That's what you remember about people, like a hummingbird, standing still in your past. Love this, and the other thing about this song, and the reason I rated it so high, is that I find myself singing along to this song every time at the top of my lungs, whether it's listening to the album or at the concert. So I thought, look, I'm just being honest with myself. It's deserving of number one in my book.
I
Dude,
am so glad that you're number one. That's a honorable mention for me, and I didn't know if it would make your guys' list, and I hated to leave it off mine. Hummingbird is it's like it's like muzzle of bees. Like when I put in Ghost is Born, I'm like, I cannot wait to get to Hummingbird. It's one of my favorite songs. I'm glad it's your number one.
his goal in life was to be an echo. I mean, man, masterful. I love it. I love it. That's a fantastic number one. I love it too that it's like wasn't your gut reaction that this would have been it, but you crunched the numbers and this is what you came up with.
Can't argue with data, man.
Yeah, analytics don't lie.
Josh, what do you got, man? What's number one on your list?
Jesus, etc. I mean, come on, dude. The This song is so cool and so it's has such a groove, and just it's like what you said earlier about I'm trying to break your heart. It's like, man, nothing sounds like this. Who else could do this? It's just a masterpiece for me. I just love this song. It's a perfect song, and it's up there with greatest songs of that have ever been recorded.
Well, spoiler alert, it's my number one too.
Whoa, how about that?
Jesus, etc. Dude, it is everything that you said. It's from the moment it kicks in with those strings, and but you know what? Like you could have taken a different, an earlier version of this before they made that decision and before they wrote the arrangement for the strings. Have somebody play it on a Wurlitzer or guitar or whatever, and it would have been fantastic. But that ingredient is sort of the thing that I think really sets it over the top, and it's undeniable. You hit play on Jesus, etc., and it's just soaring from like the get go, and then it just kind of stays there with the beauty of the chorus and the mournfulness of every time they come back in from that chorus, and the sort of the violin comes back in, and it's very subtle in the background. I'll be around, just like all those subtle beautiful moments when they come back in, it takes you on so many different emotional journeys throughout the course of the song. It is an absolute masterpiece, and I'm glad it's your number one, even though like I was wondering, I was like, should I try to throw another one in, because surely somebody's going to say Jesus, etc. on this list. But what are you going to do? It's like you guys said, the analytics don't lie, and through all the math I was running throughout the course of this preparation, it was like I kept coming back to Jesus, etc. So there we go.
You know, funny thing about this, and we talked about this earlier about how this could change week to week. But I remember distinctly having a conversation with my son, who's also a huge Wilco fan. He like put me on the spot. He said, "Dad, what's your favorite Wilco song?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's tough. I don't know which one." He's like, "Pick one." I was like, "I don't know. Jesus, etc. Probably." But it was in my honorable mentions list today. Could be back in the top spot some other time. But I love that song. Just beautiful lyrics, beautiful sound. Just definitely a top Wilco song for me as well.
That that's what happens when you deal with a band that has such a large catalog. It's like, man, how do you how do you pick? So, you know, your favorite song today could not even make the top 5 next month. So, just because they have so many good songs.
Is there a song that like we know if anybody's watching this and they're Wilco fans, right? Like Wilco fans are the type of people who are going to watch this video or listen to this episode. Is there a song where it's like, dude, you guys all got through your top 5 and nobody said
Yes. Yeah.
Handshake Drugs,
handshake drugs?
That's one.
Impossible Germany. Did anybody?
That's the one I kept thinking. I was like, somebody's going to cover Impossible Germany, right? And here's the thing about Impossible Germany, and this is the thing with Sky Blue Sky for me. I didn't love it immediately. I was like, oh, this is really cool, but I kind of it's a little stuffy. I don't know what I felt that way about Sky Blue Sky too, and I think I was used to the quirkiness and the weirdness of the preceding albums, and it was only after I gave it a little bit of patience and when I started playing along with it. The guitar work in Impossible Germany is some of my favorite guitar work on any song ever written. With the way that those guys play and the way that they're exchanging lines back and forth, it's filled with these beautiful melodies and the guitar alone, let alone the song is beautiful. So, like, long story short, I warmed up to not only Impossible Germany and Sky Blue Sky, and now I agree with you guys. It's an incredible album, but it took a little bit more patience on my end, which is usually the case with some of my favorite albums. But
it was a big shift, after Ghost is Born, and it was an adjustment. But I agree; those 3 albums are my top 3 Wilco albums. Is Bang Bang Bang. But back to your question, like if what I would expect if there's another Wilco purist out there, lifelong Wilco fan, they're going to go, "You didn't mention Via Chicago. You didn't mention Misunderstood." Like, those are 2 songs that when you see them live get like some of the biggest fan reactions because they absolutely shred those songs live. Glenn on the drums, especially with Via Chicago, where he's just in there. It's just like you take a beautiful piece of work and you get in there and you take a knife to the canvas and and it works. He's just back there going berserk in the middle of this song, and it's really amazing to see live. And so is Misunderstood. So those are 2 that I could have made my top list, but I love the live version much more than the album version. So that's kind of the discrepancy. But yeah, Heavy Metal Drummer is another one on my top list. And then Either Way from Sky Blue Sky. Just absolutely love that song.
Dude, me too. And then, for me, I've always loved War on War. It's always been one that, like, Josh, we in a band, like, we played that like so many times over the years. I feel like a personal kinship with that song, and it felt creepy to not put it on the list. It just like there were emotions putting this list together. It felt like I was turning my back on some of my closest friends. It was a really strange emotional experience.
Yeah, I shared my list with my wife, Sarah, and I was like, "Does this look right to you? Like, is this me? Like, does this check out?"
Did she say it did?
I mean, yeah. It's like, she's like, "Good luck, pal, picking 5 of your favorite Wilco songs."
I love having those conversations with my wife because obviously we have these conversations a lot, and she's usually like, "Yeah, this is great. It's great. You got it. You got it.
Just go. You're fine.
Please go do your thing." Yeah. No, Josh. Anything else that what about you? Did you have anything that where you're like, man, we really crapped the bed not including this?
No,
song?
I think we covered it there. Landon can help us, and you too help us with some of the more recent stuff that resonates with fans that I wouldn't think of. But I feel like we covered everything once we recognized our flaws with Impossible Germany.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, dude, I love even some, like, Cousins was a great album, and I love the song Meant to Be. And it's like, dude, the only thing is I haven't lived with that song for 20 years. Some of these songs they've been in my life for decades. And so it's really hard to put them up there. And then you have a song like Why Would You Want to Live? off of being there. And like it was tough. This was a tough list. It was definitely worth it.
One thing that I don't think we put on our list is some of the more painful songs. We talked about we kept it fun and lighthearted. Wilco has some great songs that are not so easy to listen to just because Jeff puts it all out there and they're so gut wrenching. So I would think there's probably a lot of Wilco fans that they would put some of those songs on their list.
Yeah, absolutely,
Like
man. And
what's
this,
the one? Ashes of American Flags.
right.
Oh
Yep.
gosh, I love that song. And then there's a closer track on one that's really good. I can't
There's like
remember.
Poor Places off of Yankee Hotel
Yeah.
Foxtrot.
That's what
it's
I was
like,
thinking of.
man, and it's not a sad song, but like I was like, how can I not have Theologians on my list of top five? It's
Theologians.
God.
So
Anyway,
good.
now I'm just naming off every Wilco song, so I'll stop there because I'm
Sorry.
really cheating at this point.
Sorry, you were ready to land the plane, and then I was like, "Hey, let's fly back over this mountain again."
No, this has been great, guys. As you can tell, there's a lot more Wilco to be discussed. I think it would be really fun to do a Sky Blue Sky album conversation with you guys. I also think it would be fun to do. I don't know if you have a favorite, Landon, but maybe the Kicking Television or something where you get to see live Wilco.
Yeah, that would be a cool. Do a live album review. Yeah,
that would be fun. There's a lot more Wilco to be discussed. Is my takeaway there. But guys, this has been fun. Thank you for the challenge. I think we did a respectable job. If you like this, if you're into it, then obviously you got to tell us what your favorite Wilco song is, or please do your top 5 if you're willing to put yourself through the emotional turmoil. And if you've enjoyed this, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us out in podcast world, and we'll be having more conversations about the music that you love. Gentlemen, this has been a pleasure.
Landon, thanks for joining us. Great job.
Thanks for having me, guys. Always a pleasure.
Every time you subscribe to our channel, a new drummer is born.